Welcome to The Light Renegades. My name is Starr. For those that might find themselves here for the first time, thank you so much for joining us and welcome. Today's message is from the GA, which is our fractal of the Galactic Federation of Light, and is a continuation from yesterday's message that I channeled from Aleister Crowley, and which you can find in our playlist, which is titled The Crow. So I'm actually going to put that video in the GA playlist, so if you want to head over to the playlist button and find the video that is The Crow, titled The Ritual, and this will make this channeling make a little bit more sense to you, because it is a continuation and an expansion of yesterday's quite profound message. But to those that are here in real time, I was quite anxious to get this message out. And I guess not in a sense anxious for myself, but I think I was worried that people were going to be worried and anxious from yesterday's message. And, you know, I have the utmost amount of faith in all of our teams of light, but I know it might be, these realms might be new to some people, and it can be quite daunting and, quite chaotic, you know, to be waking up, especially at this time. And I was talking to Anna Maria, who is my fellow Light Renegade that does the Getting Started and Beyond Basic series. If you haven't checked those out, I would highly recommend channeling messages from the Pleiadian High Council, and more bite-sized messages to circle back on reiterations of things that we've already been told. And it was actually Anna Maria that stated that yesterday's message was something that she had channeled at the beginning of doing all of this, and with regards to the negative reptilian order kind of pounding down negative frequencies after the holiday season, and that being something that we're going to have to look out for. And I said I completely forgot that you channeled that message, and this is what is happening, everyone. You know, we get told things expand, we move forward, and we have to circle back around to things that we already know from the beginning. So I think there is going to be a continuation of messages coming forward time and time again, just so that it sticks with us. You know, there is so much we go through on a daily basis that we have to get through, and, you know, we sometimes forget the basic understandings of all of this. But I was saying that, you know, I'm not sure whether it's a help or a hindrance to be awake kind of before all of this happens in 2024, or to be coming straight from, you know, fresh out of the womb, as it were, and to be a new soul awakening, and, you know, then sort of meeting this 2024 season plus that we're moving into. It definitely feels like a whole new phase. We are, you know, we're turning our we're turning our insides out, is what I want to share. And, you know, in the highest vibration, it's like our soul is coming through, and this is going to be the first time that we are reaching these levels of expansion and understanding. And I'm incredibly excited, as I am, you know, I'm heartbroken already, because I know that there is going to be a lot of devastation, and the GA go into that today. But I just wanted to reiterate, you know, how much we are here for those that have questions, and for those that might be freshly awake at this time. You know, I think it's going to be a lot for you to be awakening to all of these things, and then perhaps seeing, you know, some massive infrastructures and understandings, you know, coming to light that we've been told about for a real long time. And I still feel like I'm catching up, you know, with understandings, everyone. It's been quite a rapid ascension process for me, and, you know, the GA brings that up today and does a little bit of a shout out to me, which was very sweet of them. But we are totally here for you, and, you know, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at any time if you are feeling fearful, and, you know, we will help you through that as well, everyone, I want to share. But today's message from the GA was titled All to Come, and they started with, "Welcome, light ones. Thank you all for joining today. We have a continuation from the Divine Crow's message yesterday. We were indeed behind yesterday's message, as we come as one unit in love, in light, and in the highest vibration. This dear soul was right in speaking that collectives are joining forces at this time to battle the dark. There have been spaces that have opened up to us to be infiltrated and overcome. This has indeed been due to the Crow's work. This is a welcome break from where we found ourselves not too long ago. Yesterday's message was not to scare or to instill any anger or frustration, but to give the opportunity to sink into the knowing that nothing is set in stone. Yet you can choose to be in a high vibration no matter the circumstances. We've been trying to guide and make access to this notion for some time, through many different teachings and understandings. We would like today to bring forward the concept of religion and allow for all shackles to be removed. We wish for all to come together, especially now, to fight in the light and remain heart open to all you see, even those of darkness and struggling. Nothing that is happening in your world is without intention. Do not be fooled. for you know better than to take anything at face value at this point. We will be of access to you more within 2024. Please do not think you are walking this path alone. We are right by your side. Have no fear, even those that may need to flee homes or move for some reason or another. This will be for the greater good and your highest outcome, even if at first it feels daunting. Please know we will guide every step of the way. You will not be alone for a single minute. We want all to know that life is not in the fine balance, but situations and constructions, yes. Lives will be lost in 2024. There'll be no way around that. However, there is a hack to the system that they did not anticipate. We've been sending many high vibrational beings to take over the vessel of those whom are losing lives by the hand of those of the negative reptilian order. This is access at a soul's level. Souls leave the body before the end and the severe suffering. So the high vibrational being takes the full weight of the heinous situation, and the soul that once inhabited the vessel passes over to the other side to reincarnate again in a much smoother timeline and understanding. This is what this dear soul has done. She came and took over this vessel at birth and continued to up-level her integration throughout the past 5 years. This has been a slow but guided process, which is why you see the strength sat before you today. We all have complete faith in this soul. She knows so much, and we trust her with the coming years and what we will all have to face together. We will come together to unite in the light and take on any suffering that others wish to impose on your planet. We are in full confidence of where we are right now. Please have no fear. At a human level, physical level, this will be shocking, but please calm the nervous system and remain in balance. At a soul's level, you chose to be here because you knew you could face anything put on your path. Look where you are now. Well done, you. We will be back with more. All our love always, the GA. And I was reminded of this notion of, higher vibrational beings being able to take over a vessel, and that be something that is, at a free will level, kind of a loophole in the system where we find ourselves right now, because there are things going on, where other beings aren't playing by the rules. And I think this is where the GA kind of, push the boundaries with regards to, free will and a soul suffering for suffering alone, and that not being fair and not something that needs to happen. So I was very grateful to come to this understanding that, a soul that is going through perhaps a lot of torture, or, they have been taken out of their free will, that another soul can come in and inhabit that body to take on the suffering, so that they can then just go onto another vessel and live another life. And I'm sure there are many more complicated components to that I think my brain just probably cannot handle at this time, which is why it comes through so simply. But I was very grateful to hear of this, especially with regards to thinking about children and what they might be facing in these dark corners of the world right now. I was very, very grateful for this re-understanding being brought to my attention, and to be able to share it with you all as well. And I think hearing messages about 2024 plus being years where there is going to be devastation, it can feel incredibly daunting. And this idea of the GA being with us at all times was something that I was made aware of when I sat down to do this filming, and my ring light started to flicker, and it was doing this yesterday, and then it just got brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, to the point when I was like, okay, I get the message, please do not break my ring light. And teams of light are always with us. They're always showing us signs. They're always guiding us on our path. The synchronicities that happen in life, those small incidences that we cannot explain, they're always around us. So please be aware of those at this time, especially those that might be in fear, because teams of light are making themselves known to you constantly. And I think sometimes we are looking for things to be in a very specific way. And I know a lot of you out here have been wanting them to be able to speak to you, but that is the most vulnerable state to be in right now. There is just so much distortion and so much confusion happening that it's incredibly risky to be in conversation with teams of light, specifically now everyone, which is why we've kind of batten down the hatches with regards to the way that I channel, and signs and signals from my teams of light to make it so specific that other beings couldn't come in and fake their energy and their response to things to me. So kind of waking up at this time and being able to speak to your guides, I think is not a massive no-no, because it's still going to happen, but I think we're going to have to look for the more subtleties and more the nuances of understanding. And as for specific signs, to your teams of light, in your mind you say, I want this to happen as a confirmation of this, or can you bring forward something that looks a little bit like this, because I feel like this is going to help me, understand that you are here. So start making that connection with your teams of light stronger now. Perhaps do a workshop within this as well, just to so that we all feel more stable in our capacity to be able to connect with our teams as well. I think that's going to be so important moving forward, everyone, is just to trust the process, trust where we are, and trust our connection with our teams and how it's coming in for us. And I'm still going through shifts, I'm still going through changes, and I'm still going through upgrades that I wasn't anticipating. And I was a soul that wasn't getting that much connection from my guides when other people around me was, at that time when I was practicing mediumship with others, and I was like the dunce of the class, and now look at me now. So I want to remind everyone of that. It's just where we find ourselves right now that it's a little bit tricky. So for those that might have been on this path and then it felt like teams have taken a step back, it's only because they've had to, with regards to your safety and the safety of those around you as well, everyone. And I like to think that most people here watching, you're incredibly powerful, which is why you are awake now. And this is something that Teams of Light were bringing forward today, is that there's going to be new souls waking up, and we're going to have to help them, everyone. And this might look like a neighbor, someone coming up to you in the street and wanting help, and then they start talking about perhaps things that they can't explain, or etc. And we're going to have to use our discernment really wisely, because I know that this is also going to be a tactic that the darkness is using, and bringing people forward that take us off our path, or perhaps as a distraction from what we want to be doing. So please be aware of those two incidences moving forward, and especially in 2024. I feel like we are going to be tried to be manipulated in much different ways, those that are awake right now, and it's going to take us using our discernment incredibly wisely, because there are going to be souls that want our attention, that need our attention, and we're going to have to help them. But there are also going to be souls, I think, stepping forward that will just drain our energy, and they are sent for a reason, and they have not been sent by the highest vibrational beings out there, everyone. And every soul has free will. This is also another loophole within the soul system, so it's going to take us to discern those people that should and shouldn't be around us. And I hate to say it's so black and white, but that is where we find ourselves right now, everyone. And this will make sense to you if this is your message. And there are so many beings out there that are so willing to step forward to see the light falter. It is quite shocking to the system once you see what is truly happening, everyone. So I don't say this to scare, but just as a precursor to what we will be facing moving forward, because tactics are going to change by all teams at all times. So I think we have to be on high alert, and also just trusting that we can overcome anything, and that our light is the strongest of all right now, especially. And as much as negative energy is going to be pumped into this planet, and there will be darkness continuing to infiltrate, our light is just getting ever stronger. And I'm going to be creating more space within that to harness your light, and the Light Renegades are going to be coming together to create more spaces of community and understanding, where we can come together to fight these forces together within self, outside of self, and to be creating a stronger community at this time. And I was very, very humbled and grateful for the GA for giving me a shout out today, and especially to those that have been here throughout this whole time. You've watched me grow, and I couldn't be more grateful for where we find ourselves now. And I feel completely within my capacity to be holding more space for others, and to be inviting a stronger and brighter community in. And I'm just incredibly grateful for where we find ourselves, and to be having this connection at this time with the GA and other teams of light, and that of the darkness as well. I couldn't be more grateful for the life that I've had, to be able to understand both sides of the spectrum, and to step forward within light and within darkness in light, everyone. At this point, I feel like we have it all at our disposal, which is incredible. I don't think we've been in this space before, and it's quite phenomenal. where we find ourselves right now, everyone. But do take care of self, and please come back to these messages time and time again. There is a lot in here. There's a lot to wrap head around, and this has come at a time so that we can process this information before this fault in the energy comes after the festive season, which we were told about. The negative energies that are placed upon this planet are lifted, so we have a false sense of security and love, and that energy is harnessed from us. And then it comes to the new year, and all these energies come down again to batten down all the things that we get excited about, all of the faith and love and trust that we put within self, that is tried to be shrouded from us and tries to be taken from us. So we've been told these messages now about 2024 so that we can come to the understandings and process this energy, so that when we move into 2024, we already have this information, and we can say, we already know what this is, and we're only going to shed love and more light within these situations, and we are not going to falter within fear. And granted, everything comes in cycles, and some days it's easier than others, and trust your own inner cycles and your own process. But please know that you are not alone, and we are so here for you. Please do reach out, everyone. But that's all for today. I will be back tomorrow with whom I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's all for now. Take care.